Well, when we hear that climate change is going to cost 1 to 5% of GDP or hundreds of billions of dollars, that sounds an incredible amount of money that rich countries are going to have to provide $200 billion per annum to developing countries to reduce their emissions and adapt to climate change. That sounds a huge amount for us to afford. But we can afford it. We can afford to pay that bill. I know the amounts sound staggering, but when you look at the recent credit crunch, we paid hundreds of billions of dollars to the banks, 25% of the UK's GDP in 1 year. So we can prioritise, make different priorities, we can afford to pay this bill. So where there's a will, there's a way. Those numbers sound very big, but then there's the question of what we can do as individuals. And as individuals, what we have to do, there are two things that I'd concentrate on. First, we have to move towards a low carbon society. We have to support the move towards a low carbon society. That means supporting innovation, it means supporting technological innovation, it means supporting, for example, renewable energy. Technological innovation is going to be at the heart of our response to this issue and our support for that, and that means paying for it. So, what else can we do? Well, the second thing we really have to address is our consumption, and particularly our overconsumption of resources, because it's that overconsumption of resources that's generating all the carbon dioxide that's going out into the atmosphere. What can we do as individuals? Well, just consider your lifestyle. 25% of your carbon footprint, for example, relates to recreation and leisure. We need to think about how we spend our leisure time. Do you need to take that flight to Mallorca for your hen or your stag party? You could just as well spend it somewhere locally. There are lots of opportunities here to save on greenhouse gas emissions. So focusing on how we consume energy, how we reduce our consumption is at the heart of this issue. That is where living with environmental change, by delivering research through to society more quickly, more effectively, and addressing the issues that society needs to address, has the potential to make an enormous difference to this issue of climate change.